Physical pain, addiction and betrayal. The tragic end of a singing sensation. Zahara has passed away. Taverns and booze driving the crime and extreme violence in Diepsloot. And a human rights victory for refugees and their children in South Africa. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
This is Eyewitness News.
Today we say goodbye to double platinum music sensation Zahara, one of the fastest selling artists in the country, known as the healer of souls.
Bulelwa Mkutukana, known as Zahara, was born and raised at the Pumlani informal settlement in East London, being the sixth of 7 children. She then became a street performer with the very same guitar in hand, and that's where she was discovered by TS Records, a record label owned by TK Niza, who is now the ANC's secretary in the Gauteng province. In 2011, she released her debut album Loliwe, which went double platinum in less than 3 weeks, making her one of the most top-selling artists during the time. The following year, she scooped 8 accolades at the South African Music Awards. But leading to her death, Zahara confirmed that she's been battling an alcohol addiction.
Oh my God, I want to be remembered as the girl next door that changed lives, that's it. A girl next door, whether you in a shack, just know I am next door.
Zahara is being remembered today as an icon, and in the words of Black Coffee, the healer of many souls. Alpha Ramushwana, Eyewitness News.
Diepsloot, one of the many forgotten places in South Africa, a crime-ridden hotspot in Johannesburg where some locals have resorted to taking security into their own hands. Finally, police say they will do something about it, but will they?
In their presentation to the Gauteng legislature, police say socio-economic issues like poverty and unemployment are a big contributor to crime in Diepsloot.
Because the more we add some justification on it, they do this because of that. It encourages them to can do it again. They say even the society understand why we are doing this thing of vigilantism. So we must condemn it. There is a criminal justice system in the country. You must have a little faith in the criminal justice system which we are having in the country. If we're having issues, it must be taken to those forums which are there or the institutions which are there to be dealt with.
Police say the township has a total of 147 taverns where most of the crime tends to happen. Now, police have asked for government to do its part in also curbing the crime in Diepsloot. Thabiso Goba, Eyewitness News, Johannesburg.
Our overcrowded prisons only exacerbate the situation.
We are 200% overfull. And part of that is because we are trying to, arrest all this illegal, and our prisons are overfull, and they are now going to be forced to let go some of them back into our environment.
Good news for asylum seekers and their children. They can no longer be arrested, detained and deported if they do not renew their temporary visas on time. The Constitutional Court has ruled that the law pertaining to this infringes on international law and children's rights.
In a unanimous ruling handed down today, the Constitutional Court categorises refugees as an especially vulnerable group, adding that their plight calls for compassion. And it's found the sections in question are directly at odds with this approach, as well as with the principle of non-refoulement, which provides that refugees or asylum seekers should not be made to go back to a country where they're liable to be subjected to persecution. It's also found these sections fly in the face of the Refugees Act's own provisions, barring the return of individuals to countries where they're under threat, as well as that they infringe the right to dignity, unjustifiably limit the rights of children, and are irrational and arbitrary. The sections in question have now been struck down, and the Department of Home Affairs ordered to pay costs in the matter. The Scalabrini Centre, meanwhile, has welcomed the outcome, describing it as a wonderful decision and saying it will have a marked impact on the lives of those fleeing persecution. Bernadette Wicks, Eyewitness News.
ANC Treasurer General Gwen Ramokgopa has described as, quote, far-fetched the prospect of liquidating the governing party. Her comments come against the backdrop of threats from events company Ezulweni Investments, which has been locked in a protracted legal battle with the ANC over 150 million odd rand, it says, it's owed for marketing material for the 2019 elections. Ramokgopa has again denied allegations that the ANC is facing bankruptcy.
As I've indicated, the ANC has really recovered quite significantly. It's not about paying the creditors. We have fully now paid SARS. We have fully paid our overdraft. We are not as yet where we want to be, but the question of liquidation is really far-fetched.
The IFP has been on an upward trajectory in KZN and is hoping to regain control of the province in next year's general election. The party is hosting its National Policy Conference in Empangeni.
This policy conference, therefore, requires us to extend that very good work and services we are already delivering in our IFP municipalities by ensuring that we place the people of South Africa at the center of what we wish to achieve at the end of this conference.
A significant milestone to keep the lights on has been reached. All the regulatory requirements have been met for the procurement of some 2,500 megawatts of nuclear energy.
So we're triggering now, as I stand before you, essentially a procurement process. So we're going out to ensure that we're able to get that additional 2,500 megawatts of nuclear capacity to ensure that we're able to meet the issues of national security and energy sovereignty.
And we leave you with that good news. We'll see you for more tomorrow.
Eyewitness News, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, log on to ewn.co.za or ewn.mobi.